Well, good morning mga katribu. It's another Wednesday and we're here on Straight Talk. It's another episode where we discuss the more important issues that matter every day to all of us. I'm Chito, Lozada.
Good morning, I'm Montelibano, and we are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
In today's episode, we're joined by the veteran finance leader with over 30 years of experience in local and international banking.
He is the CEO of the Investment and Capital Corporation of the Philippines, and he also serves as independent director for Apex Mining Incorporated and Una Insurance Philippines.
So let's welcome Mr. Valentino. Bagatsing.
Good morning, Mr. Bagatsing.
Morning.
Welcome,
Good morning.
and thank you for giving us some of your time.
Morning.
Mayong aga.
Maaga na.
Fellow Ilonggo. He has Ilonggo roots as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and welcome to Straight Talk, sir. And we'd like to find out, as an investment banker, could you give us a little just a capsule background of yourself? A little background of yourself, sir.
Without revealing my age,
Just to talk about
I've been at this for 42 years.
investment banking.
Yeah, I started in the U.S. After grad
42
school.
years.
I was in commercial banking and then mortgage banking for about 8 years. And then I moved here, joined RCBC Capital for 12 years.
Okay.
And then I was lucky enough to get a stint with the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank. So I spent almost 13 years there.
13 years.
So did stints in Laos, in Vientiane.
Emerging
I
economies.
spent 4 years in Nepal as the country head for IFC Nepal.
Okay.
I
4
took
years.
4 years, and then I took retirement from the World Bank, and now I'm with ICCP. So it's one of the leading independent houses, not affiliated with any bank, 36-year-old house.
30-year-old.
36 years old, okay.
And what does ICCP particularly?
It's as I said, independent investment bank. We do IPOs.
IPOs, you package at.
Yes, we do syndicated. Typical investment banking, financial advisory, mergers, acquisitions. So this year, so far we're the only ones who have done an IPO in the Philippines. Top Line is the company.
Oh, top line.
Yeah. So we were the ones who issue managed and underwrote that.
You did Alternergy.
Also, 2-3 years ago.
And
Also,
that was
house
very
stock.
Successful.
Well, so far so good. We also did house stock. Mostly the smaller ones. I mean, small mid cap. It's safe to say maybe we're leading in that category.
Okay. Yeah.
Small mid cap companies.
But we're not having enough IPO this year, no?
Well, it's hopefully we have a new SEC chair who's a capital market champion. So,
Francis Lim.
So we're very excited and bullish.
Right.
But I think the capital markets really is an important element in any country's development. So, in fact, in his speech just Friday, I was lucky enough to join where he mentioned that I think about 5 or 6 years ago, when he was still a PSE president, the Vietnamese came here to learn how to set up a stock market.
Oh, really? How long ago was that?
I think when Francis was president of PSE, I think good 10 to 15 years. I don't want to be inaccurate, but 10 to 15 years ago, they came here.
So now, how's
Now they're
Vietnam?
5 times our size.
5 times our size.
And they've got 3 times our listed companies.
Oh no.
What makes the Vietnamese the way they are? What makes them, why are they so successful? I mean, in whatever endeavors.
Because of the controlled economy.
But they have, I think their work ethic really is
Ah, yeah.
something else.
Well, that's one. I think it's a command,
You know,
I
like, my cousins were into commodities. Coffee, they were doing
Ah,
oh,
yeah.
Once
they're,
upon a
they're
time,
now the leader.
sus, my goodness, now everybody's importing, they're exporting coffee to the world, number one.
I guess businessmen don't like uncertainty, so
Yes, but sila, I don't know.
Oh, why is it always
First time I went to
because
Vietnam, it was like war-torn.
yeah.
somebody learns from us and then they become
Well,
They
same,
ran away,
yeah.
they ran
I
away.
mean, the Thai, same thing.
yeah,
I don't know.
on plant agriculture we were
Iris.
yeah we
We're
were
the source of the
providing
technology.
the technology
We
and,
transfer the technology and then
education.
they ran away and make a success out of it. So there was,
that's a solid state.
well, anyway, that's enough of beating ourselves.
Yes.
So what are the prospects for investment banking in your profession in today's today? The
Well, as I
Philippines?
mentioned, I mean, the elements are there. The policy, the people who lead the policy regime are advocates. I think it's really something that, must grow if we want this country to really grow.
Yeah.
As mentioned, it's really a good factor in being able to mobilize capital, especially for the longer term projects, and infrastructure, as you know, that is really a big growth area for the country.
Right now.
Industry, infrastructure and power.
Well, whether it's power, water, toll road, and I think there's also an element of climate there.
What do you mean
because
climate change?
Climate,
Adaptation.
because of, well, I was lucky enough in my stint with the World Bank to be exposed to all of this climate finance.
Yes.
And what we are missing is if you do your infrastructure right, it can actually help you adapt to climate change. So
What do you mean?
for
So how
every infrastructure project you have, you can add a climate dimension,
Yes.
like making the roads more flood free, like doing renewable, sustainable energy, like impounding the water,
Yeah.
and putting it to better use. So there's so many elements that if you do infrastructure right, it can also help you adapt to the changing climate.
You did say that there's in your one of your interviews that there's a lot of opportunity in water because of the immense supply we have. But it's in the wrong place. Most of the water are in the wrong
Well,
place.
Really? Wow.
Because of the
remember,
floods.
were you there in the interview with Maritoni, Lozada?
Yeah, right.
Yes, and she said that they've surveyed the entire country, and just for water, and now it's in place. They have the roadmap. I don't know whether the government will implement it. Where to build and all that. Where to build.
The impounding
Yes.
hubs.
execution is key in any
Execution
endeavor.
is key,
I
yes.
mean, but as we're lucky we have so much water. The issue is
So much
being-
water that we're being flooded by it.
Well, it's
That's
being
the
able
issue.
to
Landing in the
utilize
wrong
it,
place.
impound it, utilize it. And it's got so many applications.
But why do you say that it's in the wrong place? Is it in the rural areas, in the farm areas?
Well, I was trying to be, I don't know,
be
cute when I
humorous.
said wrong place kasi nasa baha eh. And
I
imbes
was
na
right.
nasa gripo
I was right in
natin.
myself, yeah.
ah,
So what can be done? More dam or dams or
to prevent
impound
Well,
flooding?
I mean, I'm not an expert, but there's so many water experts there. I mean, we can learn from maybe the Dutch, on how to handle floods. I mean, they're the experts, di ba?
and we're
Yeah,
not
we should have
doing that.
canals, man.
Well, not yet,
Not
I
yet.
hope,
But maybe the Dutch is not as corrupt as we are.
Yeah,
I think that's key.
no, but really,
somebody
it's
else-
using the water for its, and there's so much of it.
Yes.
Just being able to create the infrastructure to capture and manage it.
Does politics factor into your investment and advice to clients?
Well, maybe as far as the environment, the business environment is concerned, it's always a factor because, especially if you want to do long-term projects that impact people's lives, because you cannot enter into a 20-year project and
Yeah.
have the rules change at year 5 or year
Midstream,
10.
Yes, it's
Midstream.
correct.
Midstream, or you have certain representations that this particular area will be open so that I can build something there, and then somebody will
Change of
block it.
administration, then iba na naman.
Not even for the national, but even for the local. I mean, so
Yeah, also for
there's
the
a
local,
certain hindrances,
Mm.
that we really have to overcome. One is contractual stability, policy stability, and just the ability to implement, projects that really will impact more. It's for the benefit of the many, versus people who don't want the progress because they will lose, certain advantages because of their entrenchment into a certain area. So that's something that we have to address.
Yes, go ahead.
The measures being taken now by President Marcos, like the recent expose of the contractors, do you think
The
this
flood
is a
control
positive element
For
in terms of
investors, I mean, people who are
attracting
watching us,
investors? Yeah.
I mean, who are taking a look at us and see how the climate is, how the environment is here for investment.
Well, as mentioned, I mean, to the extent that it can demonstrate rule of law, it can demonstrate that, if you try to implement something, that it gets done, and at the right way, So I think it's a very strong signal because that's always been a challenge for our country.
So it is a signal.
So it's
strong
one thing.
signal.
It's one thing to say, to announce to all and sundry that I know there's corruption, and another thing to actually do something
Do
about it
something
in the
about it.
concrete. I think, no. So we're waiting for that. Well, first of all,
Hopefully.
just find out, yeah. And especially said, well, a lot of my allies, I know that a lot of my allies, a number of my allies I won't have. Anyway, yeah, but that's politics.
Yeah, I guess there should be more of that.
Are there a lot of, how is the stock market, how is the Philippine stock market currently?
As mentioned earlier, it could do better.
People are wary about investing in the market.
I mean, for me, it's a double-edged sword. It sort of feeds it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, we have 230, 240 listed companies. That's terrible. Vietnam is 750, Indonesia is 1,000,
Relatively
Thailand
small.
has 3,000, and I think we were the first stock market in ASEAN.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But it's really more perception. It's really, I think, as I mentioned, I think we have the sort of the policy SARS out there now, PSE, SEC, DOF. I
Are in
mean,
place.
it's really a matter of being able to implement the rules transparently, because, I mean, capital really should be going where it can create the most value. So we really need more real economy stuff going on, building stuff, versus the virtual. You cannot ride a virtual bus. I mean, you need to ride a bus, you need to go to work, you need to. Not everything can be remote, and so you cannot eat a virtual, apple. It has to be grown somewhere, and it has to reach the market. What's so sad is lettuce from Bukidnon is more expensive than from Australia. So there's a lot of
Transport
opportunity.
infrastructure. Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity.
So we will have more of Mr. Bagatsing when we come back.
This break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingby Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito, Lozada, and Montelibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Ready for the hot takes on today's biggest issues? Hot Patatas with Vernon Velasco and Carl Magadia delivers the news that matters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Tune in live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok, where the real talk happens.
Hello mga tribu, so we're back here in Straight Talk. We're still here with Mr. Bagatsing. So, sir, about CIMEPA, do you think it would have any good,
Results.
it will incentivize the market to...
It actually showed immediate results. Well, in another publication, our president Manny Ocampo was cited that of ICCP. He was also interviewed on a similar topic, and the volumes actually went up. Okay, because they lowered the stock transaction tax. I think they just stabilized some of the withholding tax exemptions on longer-term deposits. So. I mean, as mentioned, the elements are really being put in place. So it's really up to us to show a better version of ourselves.
Yes.
Because it's at the end of the day, a stock market is really market perception. It's
Market
really the belief that, if I put 1 peso there, it will become 120 tomorrow. And not somebody trying to get it from somewhere else.
You know what I mean?
We interviewed somebody from the stock market, from the PSE
Yes.
recently,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
saying he really wants
analyst.
to, who was it? He really
Van
wanted to,
Vasses?
widen the, incentivize a lot more people to invest in the capital stock market. But I think Filipinos are usually, by culture, I think we're more sigurista, especially among the, well, if you don't have, this money, and if anybody say, you invest there if you can, if you're willing to lose it. So how
That's your share.
how do you like OFWs, for instance, said you made that market can, if they have spare money, but
Other small investors,
smaller investors. How do you do that if you're
There's a lot of mechanisms already previously put in place. I mean, I recall in the mid-90s, I did an IPO that started the small investor program, where you're required to sell small blocks to 10% of the issue size.
and
As I said, it really feeds upon itself. You get a lot of institutional investors to invest, and then you really have to educate the public, especially now with the digital platforms. It's not that difficult now to process smaller transactions, because just by the sheer size of data, so it's much easier. Better than, well, I mean,
before?
if you said
10 years ago.
people are sigurista, but I would rather maybe invest in a good solid power plant than bet online.
that's what one SEC commissioner said, that
Exactly.
the online gambling is taking away the investments that could have been place
in the stock market.
Well, it's not gambling. I mean, you're really investing in, it really needs more education because it's really a very important pillar for a country's growth, the capital market.
So education would play a lot of role in it.
And show some wins, show people that it'll pay. We were lucky enough that this year we did so far the only IPO in the country is Top Line. And it's already, 4x?
Oh, yeah.
Successful.
Should have bought that Top Line.
Yeah.
Are you packaging more IPO?
Yes. There's some in the, we're processing a few.
And
Timing really is critical. I
would
mean,
there be a big one? Like,
there's several that was postponed, in fact. I think Manila, I think they already have their cornerstone. Globe, I think, is also in the wings. GCash. There's a lot of huge ones. SM, I think, is also on board. So.
Those are safe. Those are safe companies to put your money in.
Well, you tell me. I mean, they're
How can you
household
lose it?
names, So.
GCash, especially.
I'm waiting for GCash.
SM.
But
Tell me.
I mean,
Tell me.
in fairness, the PSE really is helping a lot by this SME board. So even medium-sized companies can raise money, which is very important.
Yes.
How about Shell? Have they abandoned their plan?
That's a long time ago. I don't.
And it's a requirement.
Pilipinas yan.
Under
Yeah,
the
I
law.
think they've. I might be wrong, but I think they've sold the refinery or something like that.
Yeah, they're not.
They've
refining.
closed down the refinery in Batangas. So.
The only
And I don't.
refineries,
There's
petrol.
no major oil company IPO in the horizon.
Well, sorry about that.
Maybe we can encourage. I mean, no, really, through programs
But,
like this, you can, turn people.
More RE and rates.
Well, we need renewable energy. I think LNG is growing. REITs is a good, stable investment because it's tied to rents. It's tied to cash flow, so it's sort of less susceptible to the swings of corporate performance because it's essentially you're just allowing people to participate in rent, in steady cash flow. So it's not as volatile. And it's good for the insurance companies, people that need long-term paper. We need more of those.
Long term.
Yes, very important.
They have rate. They have a rate for energy. What other possible industries can be classified?
Well, actually,
as,
anything. Of course, there's the law. I mean, it's really meant for property.
property.
But you can in other countries, you can actually do it for whatever asset that has a steady
flow.
of income that you can predict. Water, I think some are doing in the Australia. They're doing it for roads, even in the U.S. Anything with steady cash flow that you can more or less
Always.
That's possible. Anything that really you can sort of predict. That's big enough, na steady enough, na of course short of a pandemic or something, but more or less you can predict.
It can encourage more investment.
No, that's our job. So we're really parang not naman tilting on windmills, but we really have to do our part, because that's the lifeblood of any economy.
So until the end of when President Marcos steps down, don't you see any economic problems? You were talking about the tariff,
Stability.
Trump tariff, as one of the factors.
How is it
should
affecting?
be watched out for.
Well, right now everybody I think is on the same boat. So which is except the U.S. But everybody's
Except the
sort of trying to predict the unpredictable.
We're a little better off, no? Even 19% is not bad, but I mean, relatively speaking.
It's
And then
really a matter
we
of
gave them 0%.
trade balances. I mean, if you're efficient and you can sort of produce your goods at a better price, you know. And our domestic market is quite big. It's not small. We just really need to fix our logistical challenges. As I said, you know, it takes you what, 2 hours to travel 15 kilometers. I mean, that's already a cost. You know? So
More infra.
What should the government concentrate on, you think? What
I really think basic infrastructure.
like what?
Basic.
Like what kind of infrastructure?
Well, as
Roads to also
we
be-
mentioned, power is very important. You know, everybody now is building data centers everywhere,
That's a lot of energy.
but there,
used there.
it uses up a lot of power. You know, and I think water. You know, as I mentioned, climate adaptation can be a good sort of vehicle to be able to, you know, attract even foreign capital. And at the same time, we're fixing our problems. You can do both at the same time, actually.
When Mr. Bagatsing, when would you see the Maharlika Investment Fund playing a vital role in stimulating investments here in the country?
I think they've started to do it. I mean,
conservative.
It's a small.
I know they've invested in
Seems to be token
NGCP, I think. And then
NGCP,
they're investing in some agri projects. They're investing in, I think, one mining company.
Mining.
But I'm sure they have a long
Gold and
list
copper
of
mining.
applicants, you know. But
They
it's
do.
really, I mean, applying it, I mean, it's not a secret what we need. I mean, we need, you know, more logistics, more infrastructure, more roads, more water, more power. Very basic. But again, if you implement these long-term transactions, you really need stability of contract, stability of policy,
Policies.
you know, minimize predation. That's very critical, you know, because you
Predation.
but it's true. You have to minimize, you know, those kinds of activities so that, you know, things can get implemented. I mean, it's very difficult to implement these long-term projects where it's like the old Chinese proverb, you know, you plant a tree that you will not enjoy the shade in because these things take a long time.
So the promises are for the picking are still far off.
Yes.
But what do you think should the administration can still do to
Well,
encourage
for 3 years, for his 3 years in
To make the
the
economy
remainder of
more-
his term.
reach its potential? Like they're saying that well, the economy is not moving fast enough because of well the problems that we have like infrastructure.
Infrastructure and
Well, look, a lot of countries will give their right arm for a 5.5% growth rate. Okay,
Well, that's
again, it's, you know, let's not be, you mentioned, let's not be too hard on ourselves. Okay,
beat
we're not
ourselves.
doing bad. We're really not doing 5.5 is last year 6%. That's
But can we grow more?
we can. I mean, we have the young population,
yeah,
what, 26 years old,
but we're not going to
median age.
we're not going to hit the ambitious ideal target.
Well, it's always good to be
40.
ambitious. What's the?
To be an upper middle income.
I mean, I'm sorry for mentioning this, but sometimes they have to say, look at the date, you know, read the data, not the news.
Read the data, not the news.
Because the data bears it out, you know, 5.5, 6%. I mean, of course, we suffered a bit on the poverty, sort of poverty safety net. I think because of the pandemic, we fell. You know, dapat single digit na lang. I think
Are we
we're-
over the pandemic? Are we recovered?
That's well. Remember, right after the pandemic, we had high inflation because of the supply chain issues. I think now they're doing very well. Our inflation is down to less than 2%. So, and then if you go 5.5, so you have real growth. it's really,
It's comforting.
it's
comforting to hear.
really the, for lack of a better term, timpla na lang, timpla. And,
Timpla, yeah.
you know, rule of law talaga, policy stability.
Rule of law, yeah.
Very important, very important.
Do you think the focus on social amelioration in the budget is the right move to fight poverty right now, or would you think that
Well, let me put it this way. I mean, you might have 30 million people under 25, but if they're not educated and not healthy, what are you going to do? Right? You know, you need a highly trained, well-educated workforce.
There's another area of concentration that we should, education, you know,
education?
Very critical, very critical.
very critical area.
And then that's what will feed the economy, right?
Right,
I mean, you know, we cannot all be TikTokers, you know.
Talking of TikTok, we're having our last commercial break, so we will be right back.
And this break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingmi Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito Lozada and Montelibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Ready for the hot takes on today's biggest issues? Hot Patatas with Vernon Velasco and Carl Magadia delivers the news that matters every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Tune in live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok, where the real talk happens.
So we're on the last part of our program, Straight Talk. So, Mr. Bagatsing, there's a move in Congress right now to reintroduce charter change. What do you think? That's that's a good priority.
Try to change to what? To change politics, the political aspect, or economy?
Including that when
Everything, including
Yeah,
politics?
when you
Sorry.
get into
I don't wanna
charter
be-
change,
I don't want to
Everything
be
can
too
be,
excitable, but
everything's on the card.
depending on what they want to change.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a constitutional expert, so it's very difficult to comment on those things. But maybe when it relates to, you know, the economics, let's see.
The
what they-
economics would be.
Well, I think it's
good-
what
a
the
good-
property that foreigners cannot own property. That's one.
I think that I thought that they already amended that. Not yet.
really?
No.
I know RE you can own, but no, to the extent that it can help at least create the impression that we are evolving.
Yes, we are good. Yeah.
Why not? I mean, look,
Consider-
you know, what the Koreans, I think, has amended their constitution 20 times. It's not like it's sacred.
Amending the
okay?
Constitution with fist fights every time, at
it's-
every instance.
Again, let's not be too, you know,
Yeah.
too self-flagellating. I mean, if they can pull it off, and it's, you know, if people are just sort of just aware,
As long as they can enhance the ease of doing business
Yeah.
aspect, I think that would be.
and it will
I
help
don't- I don't
everybody.
Will ease the entry of.
But to say an
investments.
extended term of politicians, like, I'm sorry,
That should be.
extended for what?
That should be one of the incentives.
Whose incentive is this? I'm talking
The
about.
one that will pass the law.
Ay, nako. Less politics,
less
more
politics.
business.
Correct.
That should be the right move.
Agree.
Abolish na lang siguro, Senate.
No comment. I cannot.
Yes. Okay.
So we have 3 years more. And
What can the president do? I mean, the ideal for
Yeah.
you as an investment banker. What's your, what's your dream or wish list? If you would have an audience with the president, now what would you want him to? What would you want to tell him?
No, as I
What would you want
mentioned
to see
earlier,
happen?
be able to fast track a lot of these longer gestating projects. The ones that are being mired in the, not only in the bureaucracy, but in the sort of example right-of-way issues. Those
But can he
sort of
do
things.
anything about right away? Can he
Again,
order
it's-
the local government or the head of the LGU
Well,
to? Ay,
again, it's eminent domain. It's a matter of who's more eminent in which domain.
it's the main.
But that's one. I mean, the policy stability. As mentioned, earlier, I mean, you cannot change policies, especially some of this, especially the bigger infra projects where you have concession agreements. Like, for example, I will build this, I'll build this dam. It'll take me 10 years to build this dam.
wow, madam.
Example, and I have to borrow 20-year money. So whatever terms I got for this dam, given the government incentives, whatever, at a certain price, that should hold for the next 15, 20 years, because that is the basis for me trying to finance the project. If
How do
you
you-
change it after 5 or 10 years, what's going to happen?
How do you protect it from being vulnerable to the next administration's whims and caprices?
Well,
Can you ensure
Protect it
that?
from predation.
I mean, as I mentioned
How would you do
earlier,
that? Is there a way of doing it?
no, it's just you just have to create the example that you stick to your word. I mean,
He can stick to his word, but what about the next
no.
administration?
Again, it's an institutional. You're not talking as candidate X or President Y.
no
You're
guarantee.
talking as the government of the Philippines, which should really transcend
Yeah,
personalities.
Okay,
But it's easier said than done. Now, if you can put measures that can sort of penalize people who would actually change policies, then maybe it can work.
maybe that should be the way. If
Mr.
they can
Bagat-
find a way. Yeah.
So in terms of the commodity prices, inflation, do you think the government's doing?
It seems to be, what, 1.7? So it might even go below 1.5. I think so far so good. Agriculture is helping a lot.
Yeah, it grew 7%. Right?
Agriculture.
Yeah, because if you note,
The
well,
past quarter.
again, you can benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, the archipelago is vertical. So sometimes we're inundated here with flood, but Mindanao is okay.
Okay,
Or sometimes they're the ones and we're okay. So it's really I mean,
food
I
growing
think the
areas, yeah,
agriculture's secretary is
Food
doing
growing
a good
area,
job.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of also element of luck there. The weather nobody can control.
Yes.
But no, we're on the right
and the
track.
supply chain.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
it's costly to buy commodities from Mindanao rather than
Well, they really have to
Importing.
get to the bottom of that. What is causing the sort of price differentials? If it's if it's really the middleman, or maybe just building cold chains, and I think they're doing that already to prevent spoilage. I mean,
yeah, that's important.
if you recall what last year in Nueva Vizcaya, they were just throwing tomatoes because nobody can pick it up
Yeah,
and
that's
bring it,
true,
and
yeah.
it's so near.
And it's so near.
So it's really
And we have
supply
to
chain.
import.
No, our cold chain facilities are very important also.
Are we still importing rice?
Yeah, we're the biggest importer of
We
rice
are in the world.
What is?
No, that's
So we
I mean,
dictate the prices.
look, we're it's an archipelago, so we should really stick to our expertise. I mean, I think efficiency, it's there, but we should take advantage of the fact that it's growing quite well.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah. Well, let's just hope that the next administration that follows is going to be, not as.
And who would that be?
I don't wanna think what you're
Speculate.
thinking about. No, but I
So-
think, yeah.
Maybe we can ask Mr. Bagatsing his parting words since we're ending the program.
Yes.
I mean, thank you for inviting me over.
Thank you. Thank you for your.
You've learned a lot.
I think we really should not be as hard on ourselves as we think. But at the end of the day, really is creating the stable environment and encouraging sort of real capital to build real infrastructure. We should really not sort of distract ourselves from endeavors or economic activity that really does not benefit the many.
Who are you addressing that to the policymakers or to the people in general?
No, it's we're all in this boat together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a self-fulfilling prophecy, as I mentioned. So we really need to sort of create the right environment for the right thought.
Elect the right leaders
That's
for good governance.
So that's all the time we have for today's episode, mga katribu. You can catch us again next week. So we really thank our guest, ICCP CEO Valentino Bagatsing, for sharing his insights on investments, banking, economic growth, and all those stuff.
And the role of capital markets in nation building.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bagatsing. It's been a discussion.
Salamat,
It's been a good
salamat.
discussion, very informative.
thank you.
And we appreciate the work you and the ICCP are doing to support Philippine businesses and investors.
And thank you to all of you for joining us. If you miss any part of this show, you can catch us on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Be sure to catch Usapang OFW tomorrow at 3 p.m. with hosts Chimby Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayeng.
And don't forget to stay updated with the latest on Tribune News for every 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4:30 p.m.
We will see you again next time for another episode of Straight Talk. This has been Teddy Montelibano.
And I'm Chito Lozada. Stay safe, stay connected, and have a great day ahead.
Okay.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat mga katribo at sa mga taga-subaybay natin sa Daily Tribune. Nandito po ulit ang inyong lingkod. Ako po si Manong Joe Saldariaga para sagutin ang inyong mga katanungan. May tanong ang isang netizen sa atin, Manong Joe, sinasadya ba ng Meralco na pababain ang presyo ng kuryente tuwing tag-ulan at malamig ang panahon? Napakagandang tanong, pero ang sagot ko po dyan ay hindi po ito sinasadya ng Meralco. Ang paniwanag po dyan ay simple lang. Ang cooling appliances tulad ng aircon, electric fan at refrigerator ay madalas may pinakamalaking contribution sa monthly bill po natin sa bahay. Kapag tag-ulan, mas malamig ang panahon. Mas madali para sa mga cooling appliances na maabot at panatilihin ang sinet nating temperature dahil malamig na rin ang paligid. Nababawasan din ang oras ng paggamit natin, lalo ng aircon. Minsan, hindi na kailangan buksan ang aircon natin dahil electric fan lang, sapat na at komportable na tayo. Ang resulta, mas mababang konsumo ninyo sa kuryente sa inyong bahay, mas bababa ang inyong electricity bill. Ngayon, kapag mas mababa na nga ang konsumo, bumababa din ang overall demand sa power supply. At kapag mababa ang demand, may posibilidad na bumaba na rin ang generation charge, ang pinakamalaking bahagi sa bill ninyo na may malaking epekto sa buong presyo ng kuryente. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, sa mga buwang malamig at maulan, madalas bumababa ang inyong power bill. Hindi dahil sinasadya, kundi dahil sa natural na pagbaba ng inyong konsumo at gayon din ang demand. Patunay dito ang naging paggalaw ng presyo ng kuryente ngayong buwan. Ngayong Hunyo, sa ikalawang sunod na buwan ay bumaba ang rate ng Meralco, halos 11 centavos ang decrease sa presyo ng kuryente dahil sa tapyas ng generation charge. Sana ay naliwanagan ko po kayo sa aking explanation na ito kung bakit mas mababa ang inyong electricity bill tuwing tag-ulan o rainy season. Para sa iba pang mga katanungang Ask Manong Joe uli, hanggang sa muli mga katribo at sa mga taga-sunod natin sa Daily Tribune.